Hello, Miss Catherine.
Hello, VE. How is life?
Life is much better now that I have my stuff,
That is awesome.
including my
What
hat.
stuff do you have?
I have my hat back, my wizard
You do.
cap.
I saw that.
I have my wizard cap, and I have my nice microphone with my nice pop filter on it, with the phone thing
Ooh.
on it. See right there.
Yes.
So anyway,
When did you
there's
get it?
a couple of weeks ago now. They finally brought it. It was in Australia for like a month before they brought it. We had a cyclone here. I don't
Ah,
remember if I told you about that or not.
you did, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's acceptable, I guess, why they waited so long.
Yeah. So the cyclone blew through, and then a couple of weeks later they brought my stuff, and it took them about 10 minutes to unload it all. It was great.
That's
So
nice.
yeah, there was no, I was afraid that they had like the boxes had gotten like thrown around or wet or something. And that didn't happen. They were in a big crate that they unloaded. Oh, here comes my cat. Um, they unloaded and they put it up in my garage, and it took them, no time at all. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So nothing so far has gotten broken. So
That's really cool, especially because it traveled a really long way.
yeah, there's one item in there that's made of glass that I haven't checked yet. I need to go in there and pull it out and see if it survived, but um, it's a low priority issue. If it was a stained glass box that my mother made when I was a very small child.
Oh, I hope it's
So
okay.
I do too. I put it in my box of my t-shirt collection and my clothing.
Ah,
So
that's a good idea.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully it's okay in there. And this cat is laying on my desk on top of my uh,
Keyboard?
keyboard. Yes, yes. She stands on the keyboard and flips over.
Uh,
So
that is nice. My cat
good.
is currently screaming at me to go outside. She is not an outdoor cat, but she has discovered the outdoors.
Well, there we go. Let her out. She'll never come back.
We did sunbathe yesterday, so I took her outside for a good half an hour and she did really well. She sniffed around, sat around, and then took off towards the fucking street. So
Oh,
she's being a little grounded right now.
did you ever on a harness?
No, if she's out with me, I just let her out. So I was like hanging laundry and just doing regular chores just outside. And most of the time she'll sit in the back. But she is getting curious as they do.
What have you been reading?
You really want to know the answer to that question?
Yes.
Not your book.
Well,
Um,
I gathered that.
yes, I have been reading Pride and Prejudice in Space. It is funky. Um, it's good in the sense that it's just like something mindless to read for fun, like in between. Oh, I have like 5 minutes at work left on my lunch break.
Hmm.
Or I'm going to bed and I have my little nightlight on before my melatonin kicks in. And I could be like, oh, cool. Let me like read 5 pages. Um, it's definitely weird. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the space part. Some of it makes sense, and some of it you're just throwing in space stuff to throw in space stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I bought a copy of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies when it first came out, just
oh,
because I thought that it was a book that should exist and I should support, but I never read it.
oh,
So,
it's that one is very, very close to the like actual book. Hmm. She really did well at weaving in zombies into it.
that's cool.
Yeah, like it feels like you're reading Jane Austen, and she was like, by the way, there were also zombies. And you're like, oh, all right, Jane Austen, sure, totally fine. Um, I was hoping the In Space book would be very similar to that sense, but it doesn't fit as smoothly.
Hmm.
as the zombies one had.
Oh, well, that's no fun. I have been reading a book by a woman named Jenny Draper called Mavericks. Let's see. Let me get the book here out from under the cat. Um, Life stories and lessons of history's most extraordinary misfits. So, little vignettes about interesting people in history. Draper is a tour guide in London. Um,
I know.
and if ever I go, oh, you've run across her? Or have I
No, but
talked about
like,
her?
no, I've when looking up the name Draper for my book, you get a lot of interesting things that come up.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
And you ran across her?
Yeah, I've ran across her, but not like that I know her very well. I just know that she writes like little snippets of curious stuff.
Yeah, she's got a YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun. Um, but anyway, the first story in here is about a guy who steals the crown jewels and then manages to talk his way out of getting beheaded. So he gets the king to give him a full pardon and goes on from there. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been reading. What have you been writing?
Nothing. So for a while I was pretty darn sick, so I was recovering. Um, and I'm actually going to do the audiobook for my book. I
Hmm.
know she needs that one last pass of a proofread. Just one more. I really know that she does need it. Not that I want to do it. So I was like, you know what? While I do it, I might as well record it. And it has helped out a little bit because I've tried recording chapter one and I've caught like two things where if you're reading it out loud, it sounds slightly off. Like I need to
Hmm.
swap a word.
Yeah.
Um, so that's nice.
I've heard a lot of
But
people talk about that as an editing method. There goes my
mhm,
cat if you hear her. Um, but I've heard a lot of people talk about that as an editing method, but I've never used it myself.
yeah. So one of the reasons I prefer not to edit next to people or on video is because I will read dialogue out loud in accents. So I will sit there and read my accents out loud to make sure like it's flowing right. And sometimes I get into a real good groove with Theodore's voice. And I'm like, yes, I am in Theodore's voice very well. And it's a lot of fun. So hopefully, um, I should be doing the voice recording for that. So technically writing that. And I would like to create, because I thought it would be a cool idea, a planner. Not plotting, but a planner for writers. So like 365 days to write a book, publish it and edit it. But it's not like here's an outline for you because I hate outlines. It's more of here's like a legit like planner for a calendar to go by and hopefully like here are the goal marks that you should be hitting in between or day by day. So I know how I would do it pantsing. I have no idea how someone would do it plotting.
Yeah, I don't either. It took me how many years to write I couldn't imagine writing a book in a year. So,
I I've done it. My space opera, Homo Evolutio. That was written, the first one, the first 200 th something thousand words was written in 1 year, like 8 months. It
like,
shows. It definitely shows. But I also outlined half that book because I NaNoWriMo'd it
oh, okay.
and I outlined it, and you can tell it is outlined because it sucks. And the spots that I didn't outline are great. And then I use that first 200,000 words as an outline now, give or take, for the rest of the rewrites, because I know whereabouts it should be going to reach book three, because I technically wrote three books into
It's
one.
like the
So,
Lord of the Rings.
yeah. It's funny though, those books would have been published no problem now with that word count as like one book.
Hmm.
But yeah, so for me, I wanted to look into like how if I was to write a book and plan it from 1 year, what would be the writer goals, and maybe make a planner that's for writing, because we've got planners for all kinds of stuff, right? We've got planners for meals, we have planners for workouts, so why not a planner for writing a book?
Okay. Well, that sounds like a project.
It does. One that I really shouldn't be working on because I have so many other projects to do, but whatever. You know
Yeah.
what it is? Is this project came up because I'm supposed to do like sewing and all kinds of extra stuff for my wedding that is in less than 2 months now at this point. And my brain's like, you got so much time.
But you don't.
So much time. You know what? I think I still do have a ton of time. 2 months? That's a while. I've got some time.
Well, the last date that I was aware of for my wedding is less than 2 months away. It's close enough that we have to go get the license next week if we're going to do that because they require 30 days, but you have to get the license 30 days before here.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So we're just going to do a little, basically a little pool party at
Nice.
her sister's backyard. So nobody
That is
from my,
exciting.
yeah, nobody from my side can come. So, oh well.
I'm sorry. I would have been there.
Oh, I know you would have. It's okay. It's only 9,000 miles. I
It
get it.
is. Yeah. And you're getting married before my wedding. Maybe if it was after, I could have tried honeymooning over.
Nah, you don't want to come to my wedding on your honeymoon.
It's all right. I'm already going to a wedding on my honeymoon. Yep. His best man sends us a message. He like we knew he was engaged and he's like, "I'm so excited. We picked a date." And we're like, "That's awesome." And we were just chatting about the honeymoon. He's like, "That's great. So you'll have time. My wedding's August 30th." Oh, the end of my honeymoon. And Trevor goes, "Of course we'll be there." And I turned to him and I was like, "Really? Really? That date? You sure we're gonna be there?" And he's like, "Of course. Like this is my best friend. He's coming to my wedding. He's flying out multiple times. We'll be there for his." And I was like, "Okay, so we'll just rearrange the honeymoon." And he's like, "The honeymoon." I was like, "Yeah." So we're going to a wedding during our honeymoon.
Could be worse.
Could be flowers. It's in Utah.
Ooh, I've never been
Yeah,
to Utah.
neither have I.
No, that's not true. When I was a truck driver, I drove through Salt Lake City one time.
Ah, nice. There you go.
In terms of what I've been writing, I've been working on the prompt book from Jeff Elkins. So,
How's that going? Is that propping you into like writing your book?
no, it's not.
Hmm.
I'm struggling with it because it's first drafting, and first drafting is always hard for me. Um, so it's very slow. I'll open it up, I'll do a few lines, I'll close it back down, I'll open it up, I'll sit and look at it, and do nothing until Scrivener snaps shut 30 minutes later, you know, because I have it set to close after 30 minutes of inactivity, so
I
that
was just
it
about to ask, why is it closing after 30 minutes?
because I have it set to do that. Um,
Okay.
So that's a useful trick that I learned because you can't have your Scrivener project open in two computers at once.
Mm.
So if I forget to close, one time I forgot to close Scrivener and then I flew to I forget where, and I had to have somebody go over to my house, open my computer and close Scrivener for me so that it
Wow.
wouldn't, yeah, so that it wouldn't cause a corruption.
Mhm.
So um, my solution to that problem is just have it close after 30 minutes. So
There you
if
go.
I'm not using it, it's snap shut.
That's cool.
So I also have it set up to make a zip file backup of my project after when it closes. So if I've made any changes, it automatically does a backup as well. So
What if the computer crashes? Does it like back up that last one because it like closed?
no, but I have the previous backup. So
Okay,
if it corrupts, then I can go back to the backup.
gotcha.
So at most I would lose a couple hours worth of work, which for me usually means about 3 sentences. So
Okay. Oh. All right. What is your goal for when we meet next time?
God, I don't know. To have recorded a podcast episode.
Okay, fair. My goal will be to have started the audiobook recording.
Started the audiobook recording. Okay. Because you didn't make your last goal.
No, I did not.
I told you I
Nope.
had to make fun of you.
Yeah, that's acceptable. I did put it out there. I did not. For those who are wondering, it is April 24th. So at least my time at like 7 p.m.
April 25th at 9:15 p.m. 9:15 a.m. I'm sorry.
I was about to be like PM. What happened?
Well, my goal for next time, I guess, is to record a podcast episode and maybe get a couple of those prompts done.
Sounds good.
What about yours?
Do some audio recording and to put out my reader magnet.
Okay, cool. All right. Then I guess we will see you next time.
Stay magical.
Bye.